Welcome to the Tipsy Exchange, where your hosts get tipsy and exchange ideas on a specific topic.
With a few sidebars and tangents, it all depends on the tipsiness level.
We'll kick off each episode with a toast.
Feel free to join us, but please drink responsibly.
I'm Berly.
I'm LA. Now let's get tipsy.
Hello, LA.
Hey, Berly.
We bulk recorded our podcast for the first half of this season.
We sure did.
And there were definitely benefits to doing that.
Okay.
I feel.
Yeah.
As far as like editing and getting it scheduled and being able to take a breath.
True.
Lots of benefits, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So, fellow podcasters who happen to listen to this show, if you haven't tried that, you might want to.
Mm-hmm.
But since we recorded nearly everything in December and January, there are definitely some things that came up over the spring.
Right.
So,
Plus, I have to say, like, benefits, but also we didn't see each other that much.
Yeah, we didn't end up seeing each other after we were done.
Yeah. Because we were doing it, like, pretty steady, seeing each other regularly, and then we just started doing the double recordings and whatnot, and then I still love them.
Yeah.
It was fun, but yeah, like we haven't seen each other in
We've gotten in a really bad habit of, like, if we're not recording, not making it a priority to get together. Mm-hmm. We need to fix that.
I know.
That's something to work on.
Agree.
But anyway, so we recorded nearly everything in December and January. Only a handful of episodes we recorded outside of that. And so a bunch of stuff has come up since then. So while we discuss things that have made us happy during our happy hour episode today, we're also going to do a quick recap of all the episodes that we've done and talk about some things that may have come up since recording.
Okay.
So this is our mid-season happy hour episode.
Ooh.
We're going to feature promos from other podcasts during this episode as well, because we will be going on a brief hiatus after this episode, and this will give you some suggestions of other shows that you may want to listen to while we are away.
Or, what is it?
I have no idea.
Oh, no, I got it. The, absence makes the heart grow fonder.
Right.
If you miss us, think of things you'd want us to talk about.
Right.
Give us some tips.
Go listen to your favorite episodes.
Yeah.
Send us a long DM about how much you love us.
Yes, please.
But there's a lot going on today, so let's kick it off with a toast. I have a quote from Voltaire.
Ooh.
Appreciation is a wonderful thing. It makes what is excellent in others belong to us as well.
Oh, I love that.
Cheers.
Cheers, Voltaire. Way to be.
What's up, rock soldiers? If you're looking for some horror movies, professional wrestling, rock and roll music, and some good old 80s and 90s nostalgia, then you're looking for the All Bets Are Off podcast. This is the rockstar Robbie Vegas, your weekly host, and I'm bringing you the best interviews and all of the above, plus some fun episodes, drafts, all kinds of good stuff going on over here, and we highly recommend you check us out for one reason. We are fun. So interact with us on social media at ABAO Pod. Follow us on all major podcast apps and let us know what you think of the show. We're looking forward to hearing from you, and we're looking forward to you hearing us.
So our first episode of the season was an ode to Unsolved. And recently, very recently, Shane also got engaged.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh,
I know.
Has Ryan gotten married? I saw that they did wedding photos.
Right.
Oh, no, it wasn't it like in their apartment or something?
Something like that. Yeah. So I don't know if they've actually gotten married. I don't follow that closely.
Okay.
But I did see that Shane, he did post that he got married.
Cute.
He's engaged. So congratulations, Shane.
Yes. Did you see that they went to Disneyland for Ryan's
bachelor party? I did.
It's amazing.
It was the cutest. And what was so cute is they're like all dressed alike.
Yeah.
And they're walking through Disneyland. And what did they pass? another bachelor party happening at Disneyland. I was just like, that is so adorable.
Yeah.
But also, since we recorded that episode, Ryan and Shane announced that they have a new ghost hunting show, and it's going to come out this year. They haven't given a specific date, but it is coming out in 2022.
Okay.
So we aren't going to have another Sandman incident.
And what's their channel? Is it going to be on their channel?
Yes,
YouTube
it's going to be on Watcher Entertainment on their YouTube channel, and it's called Ghost Files.
Oh,
so it's going to be coming out in 2022, but they haven't given a date. Which, speaking of Sandman, I was just like, it's not going to be another Sandman thing. Sandman has a release date.
It's got
now.
a date.
August. It's coming out in August of this year, finally. So
that's crazy, though, that it
so
was
excited.
It was supposed to come out, what, late last year?
When we recorded our episode last year, what we had found was sources saying it was going to come out in the fall or toward the end of the year. And then Neil Gaiman politely tweeted us and let us know, no. You are incorrect. That is not happening this year. But he wasn't able to tell us when. So we've just kind of been waiting for an update. And now we have it.
I wonder how long it's been done, though.
Well, it's been in post-production. So it hasn't been done until now.
Okay.
Post-production and was delayed pretty heavily for some reason.
Okay. I didn't realize.
It does, now that we've seen like a full trailer and all of that, it definitely does have a lot of special effects. So obviously post-production took some time. Okay. But it looks amazing.
Yeah. Do you know how many episodes it's going to be?
I don't.
Okay.
I don't. But yeah, I don't know when they're going to end the first season. I know that we actually were right that Constantine is going to be Joanna Constantine. They are making her like the Constantine.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. A girl from Game of Thrones.
Yeah. And then they, what else? I know that the girl who has the power to end the world, basically, and the Corinthian and all of that is going to happen in it. Okay. But I don't know when they're going to stop the first season. So the Corinthian, he looks amazing. What's the actor's name again?
God damn it. Don't put that in there.
Garrett? Isn't it Garrett? No,
it's not Garrett Hedlund. It's funny you say that because I get these two mixed up. The two of them mixed up. What is his name?
Boyd Holbrook.
I was just about to say, I'm thinking like a B name. Okay. Yeah.
Boyd Holbrook. Yes. And then Kirby Howell Baptiste looks amazing as Death. And Gwendolyn Christie, Lucifer.
I kind of wish, who was it that was Death?
Kat Dennings.
Yes. I kind of wish she was going to be in it.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Well, same. We definitely fell in love with the cast on the audiobook. Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
But they look fabulous. So I'm definitely going to wait until I see the show to make any conclusions.
Do you think you'll watch it in one day? The whole season?
Probably not, because my dad is really excited about it also.
Oh, so you want to watch them with him?
So he's already been watch party?
Aww.
So it'll probably be just an episode or two with them. I might sneak home and watch some after. I don't know. I'm certainly not going to wait on other people to finish watching the show, but since he wants to see it, I'm definitely going to plan on that. But yeah, we've already gotten off topic.
Shocker.
So our second episode is when we talked about time travelers, and we talked about John Titor and the Man from 3036, which I found out the Man from 3036, I looked at some reviews, and they were all calling it a faux documentary or whatever. So it wasn't real.
Oh, well, yeah.
I thought it was some guy was trying to convince people that it was real.
Oh, okay. Yes, I say it. I'm oh yeah, but no, yes, I thought so too. But.
Yeah.
But hey, they should put a disclaimer on there.
Right?
Because I started thinking, wow, that's pretty cool that fruit and everything's free in the future.
Or the Sci-fi channel one where they were doing the Mer People documentary, and it was a faux documentary. When I saw an advertisement for that, I was
I don't know what that is.
Holy shit, mermaids are real.
Oh, mermaids.
I was oh my gosh.
Well, I guess we're kind of gullible.
It's sci-fi. Surely it's true. But that episode was by far our most popular episode this season.
What about how he had all the radiation in his hair and the body with the missing hand? I need explanations.
how'd you fake this? But that was our most popular episode of the season.
Though.
It was good. Yeah,
right?
It was good. It was interesting.
Clever.
They fooled us. I don't know how much of an achievement that was. I think it's pretty easy to fool us.
True.
But still, we were fascinated.
Hey, I liked it. I enjoyed it.
I did too. Making noise like always.
Sorry.
But that was our most popular episode by far so far this season, to the point that we even had more hits on YouTube, which our YouTube channel really isn't much. It's just the podcast on YouTube. It's not like you get to see video of us or anything, but even that had a lot of hits. So
nice.
A lot of people enjoyed it. And we got tagged in a post about conspiracy theories by our buddies at the Captioned Life podcast. They tagged us in a tweet where they said, "This is how conspiracy theories get started. We're looking at you, Tipsy Exchange."
Hey.
And it's from an old Batman episode.
Could be any one of them, but which one? Which ones?
Pretty fishy what happened to me on that ladder.
You mean where there's a fish, there could be a penguin?
But wait, it happened at sea. See? Sea for Catwoman.
Yet, that exploding shark was pulling my leg.
The Joker.
It all adds up to a sinister riddle.
Oh my God.
Riddler. Riddler?
Oh, thought strikes me. So dreadful, I scarcely dare give it utterance.
The four of them. Their forces combined.
Holy nightmare.
Batman.
Totally reasonable explanation.
There's a lot going on in that conversation.
Right? Well, there was a lot going on in our episode.
True.
I was listening back to the episode, and you said that the guy was talking about like some alien race that's been here all along, and it almost sounded like you said Anunnaki.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my
So
God.
do you happen to remember if that's what it was?
No.
Because you just said it and we just kind of glazed past it. Like we didn't spend any time on it at all. You just kind of said this is one of the things he said about the future, that this alien race that's been here all along, and then they like come out and like let us know that they're here. And like,
Did you look back at my notes?
I did, but it just said like that, and it was just like it was misspelled. So I was like, I don't know. I was like, it sounds like she's saying kind of Anunnaki, whatever. I was like, I wonder if it was the same thing.
I copy and paste. That was not my error. Okay.
Well, yeah. So I was just like, oh my gosh.
Oh my God, I'm gonna have to go back and re-listen. Like, I don't know, because
all comes together.
No, but genuinely, like when you were talking about it, like the first time, I was like, this is brand new information. So,
who knows?
I mean, wow. Okay,
but it's all tied together.
Yeah.
Which we'll
Everything's
talk
connected.
more about the Anunnaki later on when we get to that episode, because I definitely have some updates for that one.
I totally thought you were going to say lizard people, not the Anunnaki.
Hey, they might be the same. Remember,
True.
That gym teacher or whatever he was said they were the same. So yeah, so our time travelers episode was really popular for whatever reason, and I heard in that episode, like I kept saying, like, oh, if time travelers are, if you're going to be lying and saying you're a time traveler, why not say you're from the past? Because we learned in our time travel episode that it's going to be easier to travel to the future than to the past. So why not claim to be from the past? It's like, how could anyone prove that or disprove that? Like, obviously, if you came from the past, you already know what's happened.
Right.
Because everybody does. So, yeah. This is why you don't drink, kids. Anyway, so our next episode was the Andy nominations.
Oh.
And our winner for this year's Andy nominations, the ultimate Andy, is Mr. Oscar Isaac.
Moonknight.
Did you watch it?
I have to say, I was like pleasantly surprised.
I loved it.
How much I liked that show. And I don't know why I wasn't expecting to. We all know I have my issues with the Loki series. I'm very conflicted about it. So I think that's probably why I was going in like not so sure about it, but I loved it.
I did too.
Loved it.
I loved how it was done. And I know that there were some people who complained. I heard some people say it moved too slow, and I was like, what are you talking about? It's a completely brand new character.
Yeah, they got
that
Develop
they're
him,
developing
yeah.
and giving us the origin story while they're giving us this. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
I loved it. I personally loved it. I thought it was so good.
Yeah, me too. And I love like all the Egyptian gods and everything like mixed in because I've always found that so fucking fascinating.
And then Scarlet Scarab, Layla, like,
oh, she's
badass.
fabulous.
Badass.
Oh my god, that scene where they were like at the sarcophagus or whatever, and like she took the necklace off. Oh my god, I was like, yes,
so
bitch.
good, so good. Loved her. And when she actually got her costume and all of that, loved it.
Yes.
And then the scene afterwards where they let us know it was Jake. Now, Disney Plus did change it from series finale to season finale, like the week that it was all airing. So hopefully we're going to get another season because Jake really was like hinted at throughout the series, the third personality, or not personality, the third alter.
Yeah.
But like we only saw him in that one scene. And like I would love it if the next season was like everything that we saw in the first season
Plus
from Jake's perspective.
Oh, yeah.
Because we saw it primarily from Mark's and then we got to see some stuff, or not primarily from Mark's. We saw it primarily from Steven's perspective.
Right.
And then we got to kind of have Mark come in the mix and see things from his perspective. It's like, I want to see things from Jake's perspective where he all of a sudden is in control and is in the middle of this fight scene. Or
well, I feel like they could sum that up in one episode, but then still go on with another story.
Yeah,
with the three of them.
I just would like to see that. It doesn't have to be the whole season.
I get it. Yeah,
because with Steven, it was like he would wake up and be somewhere and he wouldn't know how he got there. With Mark, he was kind of in the background watching. And then as the season progressed, of course, Steven became more aware of what was happening, even when he wasn't in control. And so my question is Jake aware of what's happening all the time, even when he's not in control? Or is he in that situation like Steven was, where all of a sudden he comes in control and he doesn't know where he is or what's happening and he just makes it work?
Oh, okay.
I would think it's going to be the former, that he knows what's happening, because obviously Khonshu knows who Jake is and all of that. But I loved Moonknight and I loved Oscar Isaac's performance.
Yes. Yeah.
Insane. Like, he deserves, what is the TV award? Is that Emmys?
Yeah.
He deserves
or
an
a Golden
Emmy.
Globe.
Yeah, both of them. Give them both of them. Because he literally portrayed, you could see it in his face if he's Mark or Steven. Like, just insane.
I feel like even in like the way he carried himself, too,
Yeah, the stance and things like that. It was just, it was phenomenal.
Yeah.
So really loved seeing that.
Yes.
Our next episode was...
Wait. Before you go on,
Okay.
can you run down the list of all the other Annie nominees for me so I can remember?
Oh, shit. So my nominees were Andrew Garfield, Benedict Cumberbatch. Oh, my God.
Of course.
Love him. And Oscar Isaac.
Okay.
And then your nominees were Mahershala Ali, who was in the Hunger Games.
Yeah.
I binged that recently. You also nominated John Krasinski.
Oh, of course.
What'd you think of that cameo in Doctor Strange?
Oh my God.
I was not expecting it.
I don't want to talk about it and ruin things. I mean,
I already did.
Oh, you did?
I said he was in it. That was the surprise.
Oh, no. I was going to say, like, I was happy and then I wasn't.
Right? Same.
So...
I'm going to be pissed off if they recast. Yeah. I'm like, you have to keep him as Reed Richards now.
Surely they wouldn't.
I don't know, because like they've shown, like in Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, the Doctor Strange variants were all Benedict Cumberbatch, right?
Yeah.
But in Spider-Man, it's like the Peter Parker variants are different actors. So I'm like, they could go either way. They could keep it John Krasinski, or they could decide to recast it. And I really don't want them to. I want to keep him in the role.
I feel like people were so excited about that hopefully they wouldn't. Right?
I hope they wouldn't.
Yeah. I mean, I love him.
Same.
So when he showed up, I was like, oh, yeah.
I was so excited. I think I literally like screamed out loud.
Yeah,
I
you
was
did.
So happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I just sounded like an old person coughing.
Very flummy.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, you did. Oops, my bad. And then your third nominee was Chris Hemsworth, which, what about that Thor trailer?
Oh my God, I'm so excited.
It looks so cute.
Yes.
So good. I'm so excited to see it.
Me too.
Yeah. So those were our nominees. And Oscar Isaac, he got more than 50% of the votes.
Damn.
Yes. A lot of people
Oh.
Referenced his smolder.
Hmm.
I'm telling you, that Jessica Chastain appearance on the red carpet
God,
with the
I
armpit
know.
thing, just, yeah.
Armpit?
Where he, like, leaned in and, like, kissed her. Like,
I thought it was
almost
just her arm, not her
No,
armpit.
he, like, went into her armpit a little bit.
Gross.
He has a thing for armpits, apparently.
Oh, I thought you meant, like, that's a thing that's, like, fact. For a second, I was like, he does?
No, he does.
Stop it.
I'm not kidding.
It's a known fact he has a thing for armpits.
I'm pretty sure that Jessica Chastain said he had a thing for armpits.
That's
Hang
fucking
on.
weird. No. I don't need anybody kissing on my armpit. It's where my deodorant goes.
Yeah, I just started to type in and it said Oscar Isaac smelling armpit came up as like
No.
a suggested. I am not lying.
I don't believe it. They're just reading into stuff too much.
Okay.
Plus, it's like a classic thing for like publicists to want the co-stars of something to act romantic together, to build like so people will fucking watch whatever they're doing.
I guess.
It's a fact.
Both of them, their spouses were both there.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I know, but
And they've known each
that's
other.
even more scandalous.
They
though.
went to Juilliard together, like they're buddies.
Oh no! I know, but I'm just saying that's like a PR thing that Hollywood does.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
PR relationships.
So when I saw that going on, I was like, oh, okay.
Right.
Did you watch their HBO show?
I did. I watched that before we did the Annie nominations.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I still haven't watched
their
it.
performances. Like I told you that their performances were so good, it was almost uncomfortable to watch. It was It was so believable.
Did you ever watch The Affair?
No.
Anyway, our friends told me to watch The Affair. They've said this for a while. They've mentioned it before when I've asked for like recommendations on what to watch, and they kept saying it. So I started watching, and I'm still in season 1, and I'm like, it's interesting because it goes from like one person's perspective to the other person's in each episode.
Yeah.
So that's kind of interesting. But then I'm like they just act like it's so good, and I'm like, how did this go on for like 5 seasons and it kept their interest?
But see, that's how I felt about Peaky Blinders.
Don't
Remember, everybody would tell me, oh my God, you would love Peaky Blinders. Watch Peaky Blinders. I'd sit down, I'd put the first episode on, and I'd find myself like getting bored. Like looking at my phone or getting up to do like some chores around the house or something. And then I'd come and sit back down on the couch or look up to pay attention again. And I'd have no idea what was going on. And so I'd rewind and try to figure it out. And then I was just like, I just don't care enough. And so I kept turning it off.
Oh, I love it.
Then I finally was like told like, you just have to get through the first season basically.
Yeah.
And that by the time you get to the first season, you're going to care what happens next. And I was like, okay, fine. So I finally did that. And I watched the whole show. And fuck everybody who told me to watch that show.
You still didn't like it?
I loved Aberama Gold.
Oh, that's right.
And Polly.
Oh my God, Polly. What a great fucking female character.
I just want to be her when I grow up.
Right?
Where's my Aberama Gold?
I'll take that Tommy Shelby.
I'll take that Alfie.
Who's Alfie? Oh, yeah. Well, he doesn't look so good in the show, though.
I'll take him nonetheless.
Yeah.
If I can't have Aberama Gold, though, I want to. Which who would have known? I'd see something with Littlefinger in it and be like,
Right?
that's my favorite.
That's my man.
I love him. But anyway, our next episode was The Dancing Menace.
Oh, yeah.
And we recorded this again in like December or January. It was recorded very early.
Mm-hmm.
So because of that, we left out what could possibly be the best dance scene of all time in our dance scene discussion.
What's that?
Peacemaker.
Oh, my God.
It is phenomenal.
It's good. I like
that
it.
dance scene, that opening sequence, it's wonderful. And we didn't talk about it at all.
That's true. Well, I don't think I had seen it at the time.
We hadn't. It hadn't come out. I don't think it had even come out at the time.
Okay, yeah.
We recorded it. This was one of our bulk recorded episodes back in like December. So we hadn't seen it at all.
Then we didn't leave it out. We just didn't know.
But I want our fans to know that. I want our listeners to know that we didn't leave it out because it's not amazing. We left it out because it hadn't even been released upon the world yet when we recorded that episode.
Mm-hmm.
We are aware that dance scene is phenomenal.
It's pretty great.
It's pretty good. I learned it. I can do it.
Oh, I know you did.
I showed you.
I know.
So those are some things that have made us happy so far this year, and also kind of addressing some gaps that may have existed in some of our previous episodes. Our next 2 episodes were Vile Vortices, but I don't have any new information about any of that stuff that we covered.
Yeah, me either.
So there's no gap there, really.
No. They're still out there.
They're still out there. They still exist.
Nope.
I still want to learn more about, what was it? What was the one you covered? Like Zimbabwe? Is that what it was?
Oh, I don't, yeah. Was it?
Was that it?
Where there was the city and everything?
Yeah.
We have to talk about our show.
Okay.
Who are we and what do we do?
I am Martha Madrigal.
And I'm Charles Tyson Jr. We are the hosts of Full Circle, the podcast. You are a beautiful white trans woman.
I will take that. Of a certain age. And you are a gorgeous black cis pan man who has shared my life for 10 years.
And we're engaged. I put a ring on it.
Yeah, you did put a ring on it. It's a pretty ring, too.
Now we have a podcast.
Yeah, there's not much we don't talk about here.
It's true. We talk about LGBTQ issues, headlines of the day. We talk about fun things too, like movies and music and television and pop culture.
And we talk about what it is to be black in America and what it is to be trans in America and how those things intersect and collide. And
child, it gets interesting. And you can check us out every Tuesday wherever you get your podcasts. Because once again, we're Charles Tyson Jr. and Martha Madrigal, and this is Full Circle, the podcast.
Are we done now?
I think so.
Okay.
So our 7th episode so far this season was Multiverse. Which was really interesting. And I'm really happy we researched all of that before we went and saw the movie.
Yes.
Which, we already talked about Krasinski's little cameo. What were your thoughts on the movie?
Who's cameo? What did you? Yeah, I did not understand that at all.
Krasinski's.
Oh yes, yeah. Krasinski. Okay.
Krasinski's.
Yes. So I feel like we talked about it right after we saw it, and we liked it. Blah blah blah, whatever. But the more I've thought about it since then, and again, I don't want to ruin anything for anybody, but like one of the main characters that was not in any preview, but then she's there and she's like a main focal factor, like. I don't know, something about her irritated me.
Which character?
The girl.
Oh, America Chavez?
Yeah.
She was in some of the trailers. She wasn't.
Was she?
She wasn't
remember.
Featured, but she was in it. Yeah.
Well, and I think what bothered me was that from what I remember, I didn't see her in any of the previews, and I thought it was solely going to be about Doctor Strange and just so focused on him, but it was so much more focused on her, and I was like, who the fuck is this?
But that comes back to what you and I were talking about with the other shows, about how it actually kind of just is the same as what everything else is doing, about how Black Widow wasn't so much about Natasha as it was about introducing us to Yelena.
Yeah,
and Loki
okay,
wasn't so much about Loki as much as it was about introducing us to Sylvie. And Doctor Strange introduces us to America. So, I mean, it kind of does tie in. But I see your point, is that
it just wasn't what I was expecting, I guess.
And it's kind of like how Captain America Civil War, it wasn't really, it was like, there's so many other characters. Can you really call this a Captain America movie?
Right, yeah.
That's kind of how I felt like this one was. There were so many other characters. Is it really a Doctor Strange movie? But it really was about Doctor Strange. And I saw a lot of people who didn't like it because I think they were expecting another No Way Home. Like, so many people were being like, there's going to be so many cameos and blah, 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 blah.
See, no, I didn't think about that at all.
Yeah.
I think that just threw me. Like, I thought, when she first showed up, I was just like, oh, okay, whatever. And then, she just kept being such a main character. And I was like, who the fuck is this? I didn't know anything about her. I didn't see her in the previews. I don't know anything about her.
Right.
And I think that's what, not her specifically. She didn't irritate me, but just the fact that I was just like, what is going on? Who is she? Why is she in this movie?
Yeah. Well, I do.
Because when I went in thinking solely Doctor Strange.
Right.
And whatever he was going to be doing. I didn't think we were bringing in a new character.
I knew about her, so I was expecting
you did. See,
that.
Yeah.
I was expecting.
I did not
that.
at all.
I wasn't expecting
She's
her to necessarily be in it as much as
adorable.
she was. Yeah, she's adorable. And she's like 14, 13, 14 years old.
She was such a good, she's too good.
Amazing actress.
Yeah.
Like really good. I was really impressed with her performance. I really liked her portrayal of the character. It was definitely a Sam Raimi horror film.
Yeah, that kind of threw me a little too.
But I was expecting that because that's what they
say. I wasn't. I went in because I will say, as you know, every year, we go and watch all of the Oscar Best Picture nominated movies. Yeah. And I've found that when I go in blind, not knowing much about them, those end up being my favorite.
The ones you enjoy the most. Yeah. So I know you try to avoid all this stuff.
Yeah. So I think that's what I went in thinking. I didn't know anything. And then it was she threw me for at first, and then when all this Sam Raimi stuff started, I was like, "What is going on? What is happening?" But then afterwards, when we talked about it and you said that, I was like, "Oh, that makes total sense." I totally get it now.
Right.
But
yeah, because they told us whenever they did Comic-Con in, I guess it was 2019 is the last Comic-Con, they told us it's going to be MCU's first horror movie, and it was originally Scott Derrickson to direct, which I can't help but wonder what he had in mind because I love Scott Derrickson. I'm really looking forward to Black Phone coming out.
That looks so creepy.
I really want to see it.
Me too.
So I can't help but wonder what he had in mind. But so we already knew it was going to be a horror movie.
See, I didn't know that.
Yeah, see, I did. But you avoid this stuff and I don't.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, and this is the first time it's kind of caught me.
Yeah.
Like I said, normally I'm so surprised, but I guess I just had such an expectation that my expectation was thrown out the window.
Yeah.
So.
And then when they changed it to Sam Raimi, I was like, oh, okay, so we're not just getting a horror movie, we're getting a Sam Raimi horror movie. So Evil Dead, and all of that, which there were tons of references in there. So I had fun with it. I enjoyed it. There were a lot of people I saw who actually loved the one scene that I was like, which was the two Doctor Stranges fighting each other. I expected
I thought you were
more.
going to talk about the musical notes.
That's what I'm talking about. The musical notes. Where it was the two Doctor Strange fighting each other. Was it cool? Yes, it was cool. And how the musical notes were actually the notes and the two songs. Yeah, it was cool. But we're talking about two Doctor Stranges fighting each other, and that's what they're going to do?
Yeah, I just remember that scene. I was just like, are we really going this route?
Yeah.
I
just expected it to be cooler, more dramatic, more magic. I mean, the fight he had with the star thing at the beginning, the weird starfish thing, that was more dramatic with more stuff. And I'm like, these are two Doctor Stranges fighting each other.
Right. It should have been more than just musical
and
notes.
They're just going to use music to fight each other. Come on.
Yeah. And I will say another thing about it. In the first Doctor Strange, I thought the effects were much better.
The special effects did seem early 2000s.
Yeah.
They did seem...
I loved all the buildings and everything shifting and all that in the first one.
I agree.
And so, I don't know. I feel like I'm hating on the movie right now, but I really
enjoyed the movie. I enjoyed the movie. We're just sharing our thoughts. We're just sharing our thoughts.
And I will say, there are a lot of times when I watch it again, movies the second time, that I'm like, oh, you get
pick it up on the stuff more.
Yeah. So I think I need to give it a second try because I did like it. It just... some things just weren't what I was expecting.
Right. And then the other critique I've seen a lot of is people saying there was no character development for Doctor Strange. Nothing happened, blah, blah, blah.
Did you see the first movie?
But there was so much character development for Wanda. And I was just like, you can't say that there was a lot of character development for one of them and not for the other. And that's because, in my mind, in my opinion, I guess I should say that. In my opinion, you can't say that. Because they mirrored each other.
Yeah.
Whereas... it's very obvious to people what Wanda was kind of being delusional about. Doctor Strange was being delusional as well. He went to Christine Palmer's wedding and apologized at her wedding where she's very happy and is like, I'm so sorry things didn't work out between us. You're being a delusional douchebag. Yeah. And the whole movie was about him realizing that's not meant to be. It's not some great loss. This isn't some tragic love story. I need to let it go and move on. And a lot of people are like, I'm sorry, I'm not buying that that's not some great love story. And my interpretation was that's the whole point. that he's not her great love story and she's not his.
Yeah.
And he needs to let it go and move on. And that was the whole point of like the watch being broken and stuck in time. He was the one doing that to himself. And whenever he finally acknowledged, you know, through his little journey that that's not what this is, you're being delusional, move on. He fixed the watch and was ready to move on with his life.
So then,
just like Wanda did.
So then that makes sense for the end credit scenes from what you told me.
Yeah.
That makes sense why they did that.
He is
then.
moving a little fast. I mean, you were so heartbroken and you just learned to finally let this woman go and move on. And now.
But do we know the time frame of that
true
end credit scene, you know? So
I do wish that they had Charlize Theron's hair a little blonder.
Spoiler alert.
And in like, these spoilers are out there already. It's fine. And in more of like the shorter hairstyle that I've seen Clea have. In some of the comic books. Yeah. I felt like a long, like it aged her and I didn't like that. I think that the shorter,
what kind of shorter hair does she have?
Let me find it. I'll show you.
I was, when that scene came up, I was like, what? I love her. And I was not expecting her to become a superhero now, you know?
Yeah. So like something more like that.
Oh, yeah. Well, she's had her hair short, kind of like that.
Well,
that would have been
saying.
fabulous.
That would have looked better, is my point. What they did with her is like that longer. I wish they had done it more. Like, I mean, look at these.
Well, that's kind of, like that's. Did you see Old Guard?
Yeah,
that was more like that.
That's what I'm saying. Is like, why didn't y'all
super blonde?
Do her? I mean, it to me, and this picture of her on the red carpet. I would have been much more happy with her. Yeah, right?
That's way more
looks
like it.
more like Clea to me. Like,
well, maybe for the maybe when she's in an actual full length.
That's
movie.
what I'm hoping.
Yeah.
I'm hoping they change the hair. I didn't like the hair.
I also will say for Captain Marvel, like I was super excited for her to have the hair,
the mullet hair
character has.
Yeah.
So that was another disappointment for me. Like, why not?
Yeah,
you know.
Okay, and then the last thing I'm going to say that I noticed in the... So my point is, like, I think that Wanda and Doctor Strange's character arc in this movie, it followed the same thing. They both started with a delusion. Doctor Strange's just seemed as sad, and Wanda's seemed as crazy because Wanda was being influenced by the Darkhold.
Mm-hmm.
And then Doctor Strange actually came into contact with the version of him that's obsessed with Christine, and what that turns into with the Darkhold, where he's basically going to other universes to see if they're together and saying, "Oh, if you leave me, you're Christine," and da da da. And Doctor Strange is like, "Oh." So we got to see what Doctor Strange's version would be like with the Darkhold, so that you can better understand what's happening to Wanda.
Mm-hmm.
But even Wanda was able to let it go, even though she was being manipulated by dark energy and all that stuff. But anyway, I'm going off on a tangent. My point is that like. Their journeys mirrored each other. So for anybody who hated it, like go watch the movie again with that in mind. And maybe you'll see another thing. I'll say one more thing about Doctor Strange and Sam Raimi, who I think maybe did this on purpose. Maybe. Like we know how Benedict, well, I know. If y'all don't know, it's your own fault. How Benedict has hectorial chromia, whatever in his eyes. I think Sam Raimi, he changed the lighting or whatever on Benedict so many times in that movie. I think that every eye color Benedict's eyes can be, Sam Raimi captured it. Like he captured the crystal blue. He captured the green blue. He captured like the dark blue. Like he got, I feel like he did that. And I feel like it had to have been on purpose.
That. Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
I feel like it had to have been. If it wasn't on purpose, it was a wonderful coincidence.
Yeah.
But that's another thing to look for is how often Benedict's eyes change color
I did not notice
in this
that.
movie. Well, of course I would notice it.
Yeah. Again, I think I need to give it another shot.
Definitely. Because I watched it twice and I appreciated it a lot more the second time.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So our next episode, moving forward, was Anunnaki and Lizard People, which I'm so irritated with because in the episode, I like played how Google was saying to pronounce it. And Google said Anunnaki.
Yeah.
And so I was like Anunnaki the whole episode. And then when I was putting stuff together to like promote the episode, I found like this little like rap song basically where it was like about Anunnaki. And he's like, Anunnaki. And I was like, oh, he's pronouncing it wrong. And then I found something else where it was like a soundbite. It was like Anunnaki. And I like figured out eventually, no, it's me. I'm pronouncing it wrong. It's not Anunnaki, it's Anunnaki.
Well, it's not you. Google
Google?
told you wrong.
Google? Man, you let us
Yeah.
down. You let us down.
It's not your fault.
So it's not my fault. I'm mispronouncing it the whole episode. Just know I'm aware. And then the other thing is that I said that Cersei made the plow, and no, it was Phastos, not Cersei. And then the last thing I wanted to touch up that I found out about after we had recorded the episode is that they're supposed to come back to the Earth this year.
Who is?
The Anunnaki.
What?
There's a book called 2022. What will happen to us when the Anunnaki return to Earth in 2022?
Oh, okay.
So they're coming back.
Well, we only have half the year left. When are they coming?
I know. Where are they? Where are they? Are they lizard people? We got to know. You know what they're doing? They're meeting with the man for 30.
Exactly. Yeah.
So next up on our list of episodes is our A Pirate's Life for Steed episode,
yes.
which the big news about that is that our flag means death has been renewed for season 2,
Yes.
which is so exciting. But oh my God, let's hope that they change the story. I don't want you to follow what really happened. And then the other update that I have is I stated in the episode that I thought that like having homosexual relationships was common in piracy, but it actually turns out there's even a term for it. It was called matelatage.
Oh.
I think I'm saying that right. I would Google it to see what Google says, but obviously I have just as much chance of pronouncing it correctly with my own interpretation as I do with Googling it. So matelatage is French for seamanship. Seaman. And it was a same-sex civil union amongst European sailors, in particular pirates, in the 17th and 18th century. An economic partnership, matelets, would agree to share their incomes and inherit their partner's property in case of their death. In addition, they would pledge to protect and fight alongside each other in battle and otherwise act in each other's interest.
Oh, but they were just friends.
No. While often interpreted as a platonic form of mutual insurance.
Facetious.
Oh, yeah. Many historians believe that matelatage would be much more accurately comparable to same-sex marriage.
Yeah, definitely.
In the male-dominated world of piracy, homosexuality was common. And so was true love, because, oh my gosh, I love this show so much. I was so happy whenever I saw that it got renewed. So thank you for that. And then our next episode was 3 Ounces. Have you watched Fargo yet?
Nope.
The show?
Nope, still haven't.
Boo.
I know.
I love it. And I've actually finished the series. So
Oh, yeah?
yeah, I was in season 2 whenever we recorded.
Are they done with it? It's over?
No, I think there's another season coming out.
Okay.
There's another season coming out. But I watched the season with like Chris Rock and all that. And so that was interesting. And I like how they like have the seasons kind of connect with each other. So if you like Ozark, you're going to like Fargo.
Oh, okay.
So now that Ozark is over,
I haven't finished it, so don't say anything.
I'm not going to say anything,
Okay.
but I'm talking to our listeners. Now that Ozark is over, if you finished Ozark and you have this major hole in your life that you're trying to fill because Ozark is over, give Fargo a whirl.
Okay.
It's on Hulu. It's an FX show. It's pretty good.
Okay.
I liked it. And then episode 11 was worst year ever.
Nah.
And we did go see The Northman.
Yes.
What were your
yes.
thoughts on that film?
Again, not what I expected. Which, let me say, knowing the director, I should have known it was going to be not super straightforward, I guess.
Cryptic.
Yeah. It's all right.
I liked it.
I mean,
I could have waited till video,
yeah, exactly.
but I did like it.
Yeah. And I mean, just, I'll watch anything with him.
Yeah. And then the fight scene at the end.
Oh my, yeah.
I don't know if you remember when I like leaned over to you and was like, "Oh my God, is it 5:36?" because of the volcano going off.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh, is this it? Is this the worst year? Is this 536 Volcano? What's happening? So it was funny how we had recorded that episode and it tied back around to it. I was like, what's happening? So that's our episode recap and some of the things that have made us happy this year. So we're going to take another break. Here's our next promo.
Hi, everybody. If you're looking for the best in podcasts, audio series, and music, please check out the Forever Adventure Network. We have podcasts such as the Never Gets Old podcast. We have audio series such as the MacGyver SG-1 audio series and music by Harmony Constant, as well as blogs, comics, and more. Please check us out at the Forever Adventure Network. And as always, thanks for joining the adventure.
The Forever Adventure Network. Welcome to the adventure.
Okay.
All right. We're back. So now we arrive at the gratitude portion of our episode. And the first thing we are both thankful for, of course, is our listeners.
Yes.
So thank you guys for joining us on our learning journey.
I can't believe anybody listens to us.
Right? On our Google tunnels, searches, and whatnot. It's been really fun.
Tell your friends.
Yes. Tell everybody. Come listen to tell them what your favorite episode is. Come listen. We actually had quite a few binge listens happen after the Pirates episode. So
really?
Yeah, I think that some people came to learn more about Blackbeard and the Gentleman Pirate and decided they liked us and stuck around.
Nice.
So if we have any new listeners, please go back and listen to other episodes too. But what else are you thankful for? What else has made you happy so far this year, LA? We're halfway through the year already. It's crazy.
Every day, I'm thankful for my little baby dogs. They're my babies. I've got 2. I don't know if we talked about them, but I have 2 pit bull mixes. One is all black with some white on her. One is, she's like, it's weird because they weigh the same, but she's got those long legs.
Right.
And then the other one is tan and white, and he's like short and stocky. But they weigh both 75 pounds. But they are just the little loves of my life, and I'm super grateful to have them every day.
Oh, don't you have a new love in your life?
Yes, my mom just got a new puppy, and I'm obsessed with him.
What kind of dog is he?
I don't know. He's a mutt, but he has the prettiest markings. He's black and white, but then he has these patches of like light brown too. And
like a calico?
Yeah, almost. Like it's crazy. And he's got this there's a white little patch under his eye that looks almost like a scar. But just the sweetest little thing I've ever seen. He just wants to cuddle everybody. Just he just has such a good disposition. Like I've never seen in a dog. Just super sweet. And I'm obsessed with him and I want to steal him.
From his paws and stuff, do you think he's going to get much bigger? He's going to get really big? Oh.
He's got big old paws for how little he is. And I think she's had him 2 weeks. And even in just those 2 weeks, he's gotten like taller and bigger.
Oh.
So, and it's funny because I saw something the other day about a Great Dane puppy and I was like, he looks awful lot like a Great Dane.
When you were showing me those pictures, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
He looks like a Marmaduke.
Yeah. And I told Mom, I was like, you may have a really, really big dog on your hands soon.
Yeah.
So there's no way she could
a really big dog who loves cuddles and loving.
I mean, my 75-pounders like don't know their size and try and like sit on your lap and be a lap dog. I can't imagine what that dog's gonna do. So, but I'm excited. I'm a crazy dog lady. That's all there is to it. You know,
truth.
Proud,
crazy dog mom.
Yes, very much so. What about you?
I am definitely thankful and grateful for just like my community as a whole, like my friends, my family. My manager is a badass. I adore him. My coworkers, because I definitely have had to like vent about stuff over the past couple of years.
Yeah.
And like this year, like so far this year, I'm really thankful for my home. Because last year I was in a construction zone like the whole year. I could not physically be comfortable anywhere. Like I wasn't
having a whole home.
Right?
Again.
Yeah. Having my home back has made a really big difference. Because, like, I would go to other people's places to try and, like, get away from the construction. But then, like, you can't. I don't really relax completely whenever I'm not home.
Yeah.
And then I would come home and it's like, I can't relax completely here. So just having my home back is something I've been very grateful for. Having a place where you can go and just literally decompress and just let all that stuff go. It's so important.
Well, and it looks so good. Everything looks so good that you did.
Yeah. But I'm just happy to have that decompressing space back. Like, I never realized how important that was until toward the end of last year. I was just like, I am stressed out all the time. Like, so definitely happy to have that back.
Yeah.
And then I guess, just in general, I'm thankful for my sense of humor. It's a silver lining to trauma, that like you develop a good sense of humor.
True. Very true.
So those are the things I'm thankful for. And then I guess things that have made me happy so far this year. It can be happy, but also a little overwhelming is like all these shows are coming back. Like we've got Obi-Wan, we've got Miss Marvel, we've got Stranger Things, like all these things are coming back, which is great. And they're definitely making me happy. But I also just want to be like, can't some of you like wait until the fall? Like it's a lot and it doesn't look like things are going to be slowing down anytime soon. So I hope that they start spreading things out a little bit better.
Well,
I do have a complaint about Stranger Things. No spoilers.
Okay.
But like they did this to themselves. Okay. Season 1, episode 1, when we are first introduced to Daddy Hopper. He is like topless in just like jeans, giving us dad bod, giving us life. Right off the bat, that's what they gave us. And then like in season 3, we got like topless dad bod more than once. Like we even got a oops, I almost dropped my towel movement in season 3. We got no dad bod so far.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping they'll make it up to us in season 5. But then like David Harbour's getting all in shape and losing all this weight. So,
is he?
Yeah. He looks real good.
Oh, for a role or just health?
I don't know.
Oh.
I'm not sure. I mean, I'm sure he had to do some stuff for Black Widow. But yeah,
well, hey, good on him. That's
good on him.
Yeah.
But he needs to take his clothes off. Is my point? Is that
Yes,
there needs to be a reason for that in Stranger Things.
Okay, I see.
That's my one complaint for that.
Okay,
as I was expecting some Daddy Hopper, and we just got tortured Harper.
Yeah,
Hopper. I want to see happy Daddy Hopper. Please.
Yeah,
pretty please. It'd be great if we get that in July, but I'm not expecting it.
We'll see.
Maybe.
TBD.
All right. So,
wait.
To be determined.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, thanks.
Remains to be seen. All right. And then, of course, the Sandman trailer. That made me very happy. I've been looking forward to that for a very long time. For years, I've been looking forward to that. And it looks amazing. So I'm very excited to see Sandman when that comes out later. And then, Peaky Blinders is going to be coming out too, but
it came out Friday.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Okay, I haven't watched it.
I haven't
yet.
either. So I'll be watching this week though.
I'll be watching it sometime, even though I know Mr. Gold.
Aberama's gone.
R.I.P. Let's take a break for our next promo.
Hey, Jason.
Yes, dear.
I've got a question for you. What's your favorite podcast?
Well, it's Designated Quizzers, of course.
That's mine, too.
Why don't you tell us about it, Lisa?
It's a trivia podcast. That's trivia and comedy, but the questions aren't what you think.
Curious? Find out more by listening wherever you get your podcasts.
All right, and we're back. So, as I mentioned at the beginning of the episode, we will be taking a brief hiatus this summer, but we did feature a few recommendations to potentially tide you over or go back and listen to some of your favorites, or like LA said, let us know if you have any suggestions of episodes you'd like to hear us cover in the future. In the meantime, if you don't already, please sign up for emails at our website, or follow us on Twitter at Tipsy Exchange and Instagram at The Tipsy Exchange. Until next time.
Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you for joining us for this episode of the Tipsy Exchange.
Want to hear more? Please leave a review, then visit thetipsyexchange.com to sign up for emails.
You can also follow us on your preferred listening apps, as well as Twitter or Instagram.
Until next time,
Cheers!